Happy New Year, everybody. Normally, this is where we're celebrating our an award that we got on our float. We're congratulating everybody's hard work. Um, we're talking about tearing down a beautiful float, and we don't get to report on any of that right now. So, just want to say, I hope everybody's staying safe with COVID. I know we've had some close to home with the tournament folks. I know that Larry and his family have had some COVID related scares and are kind of pushing through some stuff and getting better. And I know that Leland also went through some stuff at work with quite a few coworkers and kind of put him through a little bit of a scare. And Josh lost a very close family member right around Christmas. So we wish all you guys the best in the recovery processes and all that with your family. So as you all know, if we need help, you got a tournament family. So reach out if you need us for anything. I got an email from Courtney from Glenda Cook. A lot of you know who Glenda is, and I don't know how many people know this, but Mary Jane was in a bad accident. She was hit by a car while she was on a walk. I don't know the details of when. She had emergency surgery at Huntington.
Yeah.
She spent a couple days there. She's now
I
at
don't see it.
Arcadia. She's now at Arcadia Methodist.
Andy's here.
She's going to be there for a couple of weeks with some therapy.
She can see my phone. How do you get video?
Sandy, we can hear you.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
Can you see me?
Yeah.
okay. Thank you. I'm here. Oh, shoot. I lost it. Oh, there. I'm back.
Hi.
I'm walking to the car.
Hi, Sandy.
Oh, gee.
So
Grant,
her leg was
Sorry, who?
broken.
Yeah.
MJ Jornak.
Oh, okay.
Her leg was broken in two places, so she's going to have a very long rehab. If I can get some more information, I will, and I can send it out to all of you. But I think Courtney and I just found out about this kind of later this morning, so we'll kind of keep you all in touch on that.
Grant,
Yes.
I did email Glenda and told her that her float family was here for her. So whatever she needed to let us know.
Awesome.
I was thinking once she's home and not in the hospital, we can just send her some flowers from us.
Well, I told her if she needs meals, if she needs, magazines, whatever she needs, let us know. We're here. We can drop things off and help take care of her.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
There it goes.
That's excellent. So we'll keep everybody kind of in touch on that. Something for her. And then also the last thing I have, and we'll go right in, is just near the end of the item, we will add, it'll be item number 16, actually. We'll have comments from committee members. It wasn't on there. We're going to add it in the end so that if you got something to ask or talk or mention, feel free. So we'll bring that on the end in case you had something you wanted to say. You can. So Sandy, just so you know, we moved you to the end, so you don't have to hurry up.
Well, I just have to walk slowly to the car.
That's all right.
I'm too tired.
You look great for working.
Yeah, right.
Shift.
Oh, I'm exhausted.
Well, take your time. We'll move you to the end.
Hi.
So that we're going to move to item number 6. We'll move to James for event and site chair report.
All right.
James.
Well, like Sheila, I was over at the site today. It's kind of nice because I can walk over. Well, today I drove up to not High Life, Tui's, picked up something from Tui's, then hopped over to the parking lot and ate it over in the Terma Roses parking lot because it was convenient. And I needed to look at a few things. Just the skateboarders tend to start moving things around and taking over some areas. So I threw some stuff back where it belongs and things like that. So just, if you have a moment, swing by and, say hi to the float and just check on things. Because like I said, without us being there on a regular basis, the kids and the homeless people tend to make themselves quite comfortable there. Did look at after the rain, we do have a few leaky situations going on in our containers. So at some point when we are able to get together a little small group and we can do it safely, we need to probably start looking at pulling some stuff out, sealing up some things, and maybe putting a coat of Flex Seal on some stuff on a few areas on top of the containers, especially with some of those metal screws that have gone through. So that's a thing we need to look at, and possibly I'd like to talk with like the construction group about what we can do about make better use of that area down by the arroyo. We have that large fenced-in area down in the arroyo. Maybe possibility of moving some building or moving a little more of a storage area down there to move some stuff down there that maybe we don't touch every 5 years, but we still need to keep. So that's kind of things on my radar that I'm looking at, but I've got to kind of keep safe because I got to keep with the kids at the high school and the staff and stuff like that. We're really kind of tripping over ourselves to be as safe as possible. I do want to share one thing. Can you just say initial screen share for me, Sheila? It's under security. Allow participants to screen share.
I know you were not asking my dad to do that.
There we go. Let me see if I can share this. And I can't. Well, I was going to share something, but it turns out I cannot because I'm on a new computer. Let's let me.
Is it something you could send as a PDF afterwards?
Basically, here, let me try one more time, and maybe I can do it now. There we go. So we've had break-ins at our facility at the high school, and he's been stealing metalworking equipment. So it's a horrible picture, but this is you see him carrying off our chop saw.
Yeah.
Boy.
Which is, it's a great, a horrible picture, but he gets on a bike and rides north towards the library and everything up Diamond. So you guys, keep your eyes out, because I've been, like I said, when it started happening a couple weeks ago, I've been making a few more trips over to the float site just to make sure people aren't cutting locks. So fortunately, our containers are really good about our locks. It's very hard to break into those. But
is that how he got in the high school? Did he cut the lock at high school?
Yeah, he cut locks. He didn't cut the locks. He cut what was holding the locks.
Oh, he cut the hasp.
He cut the hasps.
Because he must have a pretty good saw. I was going to say he must have a really good saw to cut through locks, but
no, he's cut the hasps, which are not as good as the locks. So anyway, like I said, keep your eyes out when you're around town, and swing by the float site more often, just so let people know that that somebody's keeping an eye on it. So other than that, that's the end of my report.
Okay. Hope they catch the guy. Thanks for going by the site.
He's been on our campus 4 weekends in a row. Broke into me twice, broke into maintenance twice. All we can do is catch him on video, other than camping out there. We're not sure what else to do.
Get Shannon to go to all the homeless guys and start asking questions. They'll find him.
There you go.
Excellent.
Does he come around the same time?
We don't know. No, it's different times. It's different times.
Okay. I'm sure you talked to PD, but maybe just another extra patrol I can put out to them.
We've asked for him. So, but we also should ask him to swing by the float site and do reports in the float parking lot every so often.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Construction, Joss.
You skipped. Well, is there a design portion to that?
Oh, I'm sorry. Design chair, James. Sorry, James is
work in progress at this point. We've had a a couple issues come up, which I don't necessarily think I need to go into at this point. But we are, I'm kind of doing a deep dive into a few things, trying to go back through the box, just to verify some of the paperwork we have. And that's, other than that, everything is just still guns go forward for 2022. We hope. Hopefully not 2023.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Joss, construction.
Yeah, there's really sort of three things that Steve and I are have on the to-do list. Three big things. One is to repair the caster wheels on our extension. The second is to finish up some forklift maintenance that we were in the middle of at the 11th hour. We had some issues with the forklift last year that still need to be resolved, just small things. And the third is organization and site maintenance. It's amazing how much time has gone by since we've been a regular crew. You would think that more would have been done, but you know, I'm definitely starting to feel the burn to get back over there. And Steve and I met up a month and a half or two ago and kind of put together a little punch list, and hopefully we can get over there before too much more time goes by. I am eager to find out, and Brant, maybe you know the question or the answer to this. Does tournament have kind of a decision date for next year's parade or for design review or anything like that? Have they distributed any sort of go no go schedule?
The design review, they did some design reviews back in November, December. They're going to start up design review again for any changes starting in the beginning of February. Brian Stewart will probably send me an email and give us a list of one of those will come out, and that will go to James, and then obviously he'll work with Janet and you and everybody else involved. So they are starting design review again. As far as I know, right the week after Valentine's Day, I believe. As far as a go no go on the parade, you know, they won't talk about that, and it would be probably like last year. You're probably looking about June, and then they're going to have to make a decision for some legalities. But for now, we don't have any info like that. Just
So I
based
think
on last year.
Yeah, I think between now and our next board meeting, I think that Steve and I will kind of regroup and kind of focus more on some of the maintenance and organizational tasks for the site.
Cool.
Did you have anything that you wanted to add?
No, I'm good. Just until we get together.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. And then with the combination of what you're talking about, Joss and James, little organization, James kind of had the same thought. So
Yeah.
maybe two heads together will prevail pretty well on that.
Yeah. I think we all three can put something on the calendar, James.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I think we're going to need some time, because it looks like, from what I've seen, you know, kind of digging in there a little bit, we might just have to, just one, for the sake of sanity, and two, for just to kind of get a control of things, is just one container at a time. Just take even the shelves, take it all out.
Yeah.
Repaint, seal, seal, cover the holes.
Yeah, the leaks concern me. I
Then put everything back.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think, but it's like a day a container, like one container a day or something like that.
All right. Yeah. So I will start a text exchange with Steve and James, and we'll go from there.
Excellent. All right. Thank you. Deco Chair Janet.
Okay. Yeah, I'm scared to death to even open the door of the deco container. I don't know what's growing in there, and
I
what's
did.
living in there.
Smells nasty.
Yeah.
Of course.
We aired it out a little bit the last time we were there, but yeah, it's
Do
pretty.
we have any ruling from the city on, can we get together? Can we work down there? Have we heard anything from the city?
You can work down there. I mean, you guys just need to do your social distance, wear your mask type of thing. our public works crews are out there doing things, you know, in the city. So I think if, as long as you are out there, you social distance, you know, you guys know.
Small groups, like
Yeah.
4, 5,
It's-
6
it's-
people
there's
max.
no
We don't
reason
wanna
why.
have people.
Okay.
Not a problem. I would like to have you guys down there to get everybody else out of there.
We want to be down there. I need to get in that container because it's going to be scary. I think we're gonna have to
Nasty.
wear masks just to deal with the smell and what's in there. Other than that, we're waiting to see what's going to happen. Excited about the design and just waiting to get started again. So that's about it.
How boring.
Got it on my
Cool.
desk.
Jen, you could jump right into miscellaneous fundraisers.
Well, where's my door keys?
Oh, so am I talking about C's?
Sure.
Okay. Michelle Dunlap was gracious enough to take the reins on the Valentine C's fundraiser. The deadline to order is the 26th, and delivery will be the week before Valentine's Day. We did very well on the C's candy for Christmas. Of course, Valentine's isn't quite as big as Christmas, but every little bit will help. So, talk to people, get some orders in to Michelle, and hopefully we'll make a little bit of money. We are going to also do it for Easter. So just
How many of you
put
have
that in
come in?
your,
Yeah,
the
pull
back
up
of your
your
mind. So
Cool.
I'm back.
got it.
Okay.
If we want to
Um,
donate rather than participate in the C's, we can do that online or someplace else.
Do we get charged, Brant, when people donate online? No.
No.
So you can do it either way, Alan.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Oh,
don't.
and we did get a donation today from Athens for $1,000. It came in the mail.
Great.
Nice.
So
Did you? No, I won't say it. Never mind. That's wonderful.
Our meeting is being recorded.
yes, behave yourself.
Oh,
No, it was a nice surprise in the mail today. So I'll get
That
that
is
to you
wonderful.
tomorrow, Sandy.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just want to say, I know that Michelle's had a couple of people that have contacted from the website, from Chris's posting on our tournament site, that are people, we don't even know who they are, and they've just sent her an email, asked her questions. So we've had a couple of orders come in the last 2 days. So it's working slowly. It's nice.
Someone shared it on the 91030 Facebook page and on the Pasadena neighbors page or something. I saw
Yeah.
2 shares today.
Ed's pretty good about picking up after anything that Chris puts up. Ed Donnelly's very quick to share on the 91030 for us. So it's nice. Good. Sandy, are you
Yeah.
exhausted? Do you want to do your report so you can go to sleep?
Sure.
All right, then if that's okay with everybody, we'll kind of insert Sandy's treasure report. If anybody has any problems with that, speak up. Otherwise, we're gonna let her go to sleep.
Just let her go to bed.
I'm taking the pity vote, so I'm going. Check. Oh, it's all thing's gone. Yeah.
Hi, Paul.
Now we can call.
The other galaxy tablet that's on with you, I think.
It's normally not a good thing when you hear crickets, but that's okay.
Okay, so checking account. Please take that over. Checking account is $3,500, $31. Our checking should.
You have 2 microphones on, Sandy.
Yeah.
The what?
You have 2 microphones on in the same
Get rid
room.
of that, please.
Somebody needs to, one of the phones needs to sign on.
Okay, so now this is on. Okay, so checking 501c3 is 101,387. He's got them phone in the other room. Savings is 48,315, and our grand total is 153,234,000, which we've never had in the past. Oh, it's gone. Oh, damn. This is
That's
so
amazing.
ridiculous.
It's okay.
Can you
We
hear
can
me?
hear you. Yeah.
No, we
Okay.
hear you.
So Crunch pulled in 25,239, and I believe there's a few more checks that you guys have or got donations, I think $40 more. Our donations for Crunch, which was through PayPal, was $6,941.
Wow.
Our C's Candy made $2,255. And this is amazing to me. Our mail-in donation was $13,110. We are sitting good right now.
I think that deserves a little bit of a,
Yeah.
That
to
is
everybody.
amazing.
Yay.
Wow.
Well done by all. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions on the treasury report?
I don't have the
presented?
big picture anymore.
No? Do
Okay,
we have
forget
a
forget it.
motion to accept the January 13th, 2021 finance report as,
Excuse me, I have a question on
Yes.
that report. On the 101,000 in the 501c.
Yeah.
That is just for the building, correct?
No, it's not. That's a savings.
Where's the building money?
Savings.
Oh, it's a savings. So we still have
Yes.
48,000 and that's,
Yes,
that,
and we're gonna add to it this week. We got another PayPal, just got transferred over, so it's about 5,700 going into it.
okay. Thank you.
Okay. The checking account,
Good
all our
question.
money goes into the 501 checking, and then I pull out of there to go to our regular checking.
Okay.
good question. Any other
Any other-
questions? All right. So we have a motion to accept the January 13th, 2021 finance report as submitted.
I move to accept.
I
James
second.
moves. Second by Rob. Oh, I'm sorry,
Janet,
Janet. All in favor?
Aye.
Raise a hand with an eye. Any opposed? Sandy, another unanimous treasury report. Thank you. Well done. And thank you for what you're going through at the hospital. I know you and I've talked almost every day on a break, and I can only say thank you for you and all your fellow nurses, because I know it's got to be just, I guess I'm being recorded, so I can't say it, but it's got to be very difficult. So
it's very bad. So now we have the
thank you.
Army and the fire department is helping us. It's unbelievable.
yeah, we'll get through it someday.
Someday.
Thank you. Go to sleep.
No, I'll wait till the end.
Okay. Crunch time. You know, I mean, the email went out. All I can say is it's amazing. It was fantastic. It was wonderful. Participation was beyond any expectation. The support from anybody and everybody that we reached out for anything was always there. The community was fabulous. There's a, I don't want to, I'll let Bill talk about a recent article, but it's quite wonderful if you haven't read it. Talked to quite a few people. You know, one of the big things is, can this be done in place of or in addition to Crunch? There's no answer to that yet, but it certainly was such a hit. And I mean, I had a wonderful conversation with Michelle Downing this afternoon, and she was bidding on a chairlift for 2 of the 4 days in Tahoe. So she was so thrilled about the interaction of this from her phone while she was skiing. She thought it was amazing. She just thought it was a kick. So had a great conversation with Sally Kilby the day after it ended for a good half hour, and kind of talked about how, you know, she's now the president of Friends for the library. And we kind of talked about how the library might be able to use the same website we did to raise a little money, because they're at a standstill on what to do to raise funds. So I think this has kind of excited a lot of other little small groups in town, and certainly it was 4 days of a lot of fun. But truly it was, the congratulations really are going to go to Alan and Bill and Sam. and Sarah on the backside that put it together. And Wendy Lee is the one who designed our little flyer that was just spread out all over the place between two newspapers and God knows how many internet pages and Facebook pages. So, I mean, and then Bill and then Chris Metcalf and just doing the social media and writing articles. So, you know, you guys were a big core on it, and everybody else just for sharing it or sending an email or participating. So it beyond my wildest dreams. It truly was amazing. So I could go on and on about how great it was, but at the end, it was just thank you all for being a part of it. It was fun. It really was. I do have a funny story, and I'm going to move on to Wendy. But Sam Hernandez would bid at 4:30 in the morning because he gets up at like 3:30 every morning. And my wife's phone would go off, and about 5 o'clock, she would finally look at the phone. And so for 2 mornings, my alarm clock was goddamn Sam, because she was going after Jones's coffee, and he every morning at 4:30 outbid her. So on the 3rd morning, I called him at 5:30 in the morning on my way to work. And I said, Sam, I don't work tomorrow. And he said, that's wonderful. And I said, do me a favor, don't place a bid till 6:30 so I can sleep in, please. So that's kind of the fun that I was having on the back end with Sam. And I think a lot of us had different stories. So it was a great time.
I think we were all calling Sam. Because I called
Some
Sam.
things
Stop
other
bidding.
than others, but yes. I think at one point, I think there was 5 of us between text messaging and Zooming. We were all interlocking with each other, like, stop. It was just a wonderful 4 days for sure. But with that, I just want to move right over to Wendy at direct mail. I thought I heard Wendy's voice. No,
Wendy's
she didn't
not
come
here.
back. For a minute, I thought, and I did talk to her.
I was like,
on an
unless she's
email, and I thought I heard her chime in. Okay, so I know with Wendy with direct mail, obviously the mail-in donation was 13,110. That was the direct mail from her. She has been redoing the database, so we kind of get to start from zero. How we used this last mailer was the last one that Paul did was 2018, the last big one that went out. And there's some duplications on there. There's some things that she's aware of. For example, Alan and Lynn both each got one. So we're trying to look at the duplicates by names versus addresses so we can save on some prints and paper. We merged 3 databases to one to do it very quickly. And we had some duplicates that went out. So she's working on cleaning that up. We also have some new database obviously from our auction with some new addresses. Sarah also accumulates the emails from people from volunteering over the years. And we had a few hits from those emails. We had some people that bought out of state. We shipped some stuff to some people out of state. So I think what we've learned is if we communicate, people do read it. So we haven't done anything like that through Sarah's site. I don't think Janet might be able to answer it, but
No, we
I don't
haven't.
think we've used that in a long time to do what we did. And I think we got about $400 or $500 out of it, just from.
I'd like
people
to
out of
use the
state.
raffle next time.
What's that?
I'd like to use the raffle list. Since we didn't have a raffle, maybe we could add them on the list.
Yeah, for the $100. So we got some opportunities. Wendy's doing a wonderful job. She's got some ideas, and I think we'll continue to kind of push on that. I see Bill. I see Bill is here. How about a little publicity chair report from Mr. Glazier?
Well, we actually, we sent, I think 2 or 3 news releases out through the city to the local media. And we got some good play out of the South Pasadena Review, as well as the South Pasadena. And as you well know, I do some writing for them. And even within at one point during the middle of the auction, I think it was the 2nd day, I decided, I called Brant and I said, where are we? And he said, we're about 10,000. So I sent out my initial release during the event itself. And I thought that was, wow, we're doing really well for a first day event. And then as it turned out, I think I wrote a story last week that actually appeared in the on the South Pasadena site this afternoon, but it kind of captured what, hopefully it captured what the event was all about and how it certainly enthralled the general public and the community at large. It was, I personally thought it was a wonderful event, and you know, we did so well and didn't have all the expenses tied to it that I just kept writing about it, and I'll probably write something more based on tonight's meeting and keep going. But I thought it was wonderful. So I'll continue to work with Brant in terms of you know, keeping the float in the news certainly over the next few months, and see what happens as the next parade develops down the road here. But there's still plenty to write about, and certainly will. And shoot me an email if there's anything you'd like to promote. I'll see if I can get a piece on the or maybe send a release out on C's Candies. I think it's a good story. I think it's just a good story. The fact that here's an organization that hasn't held a parade in over a year and is doing exceedingly well. So there's a real story there that I think we need to continue to promote, and certainly I certainly will get behind it as much as I can. So that's it.
Well, thank you for keeping us in everybody's newspaper.
It's fun. It's a great organization. It really is, and we've got some great people on board year after year, and it's a dedicated group. So, and look at Sandy. I mean, you mentioned Sandy here. Here's a person, a first responder, and you know, she's walking down the halls of Huntington. That's a story in itself, you know. And then she
pulling doubles. You know,
gives
to do a report.
Yeah, she gives a great report. You know, I mean, it's unbelievable, and she's probably fast asleep by now. So
No,
we should
not
all
yet.
give her a hand. we owe her a big hand, like Brant said. So
absolutely,
thank you for what you do. Thank you for what you do. But that's it for now.
Excellent. Thank you for everything. Wonderful. Sarah's
You're
not
welcome.
here.
You're welcome.
The only thing I know we did update on the web is there was a security setting that if you went onto the web and donated through the donate button through MasterCard or PayPal, you would get this is an unsecure site message. And I believe Bill and Sarah took care of that previous to the auction, so that now when you go donate, you don't get a message that's saying you're possibly in an unsecured site. And when we got wind of that, it was during the emails that were sent out through the South Pasadena High School alumni. And Coach Solaire and his wife Connie actually sent me an email, and they wanted to know if our website was safe because they wanted to donate $100. So I didn't know what they were talking about. I went and looked at it, and sure enough, it kind of gave you a little like, wow, is this a good place to put a credit card in? But Bill and Sarah got that taken care of. So our site is safely secured. It's I think it's like $100 a year, a couple $100 a year for a Microsoft certificate. So I know she just took care of that. Social media, Mr. Metcalf.
We've had a lot of traffic. We've had over 10,000 unique visitors between Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So lots of new eyes. We're getting an average of maybe 5 to 10 new followers a week. So we'll just keep pushing out the Valentines. The stuff that I did on New Year's really drove a lot of traffic. I thought, well, you know, we've got to at least take a float up. We've at least got to put one down the street. So we got everybody from tournament down who got a kick out of that. So that was kind of a high point. Our traffic's starting to plateau off, so we'll do something to goose it along.
Yeah, it's been good. Thank you for all that.
Did you guys happen to see all of the coverage of the different parades that were being played on New Year's Day?
Yeah.
I watched a lot of it.
That was pretty cool. It was almost like one of those throwback Thursday things that that Chris has been doing. It was neat to see some of the old floats.
It was very cool. And then Sheila was really nice not to correct me or our secretary, but I completely skipped if there was any public comments at the beginning of this. So I need to go back quickly and say, Sheila, did we have any public comments?
No, there were no public comments.
Okay. I apologize. I will work on the flag and following order properly next time.
Mhm.
They commented with their pocketbooks.
Yeah, and they commented very nicely.
Mhm.
So with that, then we'll just open it up to any comments from the committee members before we adjourn. I see Alan.
I feel like I'm in school.
Hold on, Alan was first.
I have one comment. Usually we're very busily trying to get the committee organized and in place for the new year. It's so nice to have everybody well rested. As I got in touch with not everybody, but most of the people, and everybody's kind of doing their same job as last year. We need to get some people for the crunch time auction. But again, I always say to invite your friends to the meetings. You never know what they want to participate in. Sometimes you think that they want to build and they want to fundraise and vice versa. So keep that in mind. I don't think that we need to have a meeting next month. We could have the officers for the March meeting. And I think we'll still be in line. Although I do have most of them all set up. So I'm ready to go in February. But this year we didn't have to have the decoration and the construction and everybody's doing the same thing to have it set so we could pick our float because we already picked our float. So it's not as critical in time wise.
Yep, good point. So we'll hopefully if we can stick to it and we'll look at going into March. If there's no need, we'll have Courtney, we'll stay in touch and with Sheila and we'll skip it. I think we should be able to figure that out in the next few weeks. If anything's pressing. Good. Thank you for reaching out to everybody, Alan, and searching out for the new committee, which we don't have anybody new.
Well, the good news is that everybody's doing the same thing, and that's also the bad news because we do need to get more new people involved.
That is true. Court, I know you had your hand up.
Well, Alan kind of beat me to it, but I mean, normally when people leave positions, we normally kind of formally do it in the meeting. And this would have been the meeting that after the crunch report that I would have given, had I had anything to do with it this year, I would have told the committee that I'm not going to be returning as the crunch time chair for 2021 or 2022 parade. I made that decision last year after the crunch party, and I know I shared it in that first meeting at the beginning of the year. But this upcoming year, I'm just trying to work on some family stuff. Maybe eventually we will have a wedding, COVID willing. And we're working on, trying to buy a house and some other stuff. So I just don't want to be in charge of an event that I'm not going to be involved in. Obviously, if I can help, I will help. And once we name a new crunch time chair, then I will work on getting all of my stuff put together that we would normally use for the War Memorial in terms of all the logistical stuff. And I will pass on the book that Alan and John and Bill and Janet passed on to me so that it can continue to be a successful event. But yeah, I'll still be the secretary, I guess, but no crunch party for me. So
Maybe it'll be like last year when you said it, nobody listened anyways, but that's okay. No, you've done it for how many years? 5 years, crunch, not counting this year?
4.
So, you know, I mean, yeah. Well, I won't accept it, but Alan probably will because he's the nomination chair. So I have nothing to say about it. But yeah, so thanks for the 4 years you put into it, and continue to be secretary, and we'll slowly transition you out till life takes you to wherever it's going to take you. Texas. Anyway,
Arizona.
anybody else?
I have a question.
I have a question. I wanted to know if the high school is available to do print sweatshirts yet.
Nobody's on site.
Okay.
So there's nobody there in the screen shops. No kids on site. No. Only a small handful of teachers.
Okay.
So probably not until we open back up for in-person instruction.
Okay. And then I have a letter I wanted to read. It came from Dorothy Daybell. She lives in Wilmington, North Carolina, and she says, I'm enclosing a contribution. I grew up in South Pasadena and worked on the floats in the early 1950s when I was in high school. I will always support and cheer South Pass on. So I thought that was very nice. And she gave us $100.
Oh,
That's wonderful.
that's really
Yeah.
I have a question for James. James, have you talked to the tent company? Are they still in business? Do we know?
I have no idea. The last time I talked to them was when I canceled the order. And normally, I'm sure they would send me an update. They've been, as far as I can see, because I they've been putting up temporary shelters for what do you call it? The testing, and
They have one at Huntington Hospital.
right. So I think they're probably doing okay.
Because I know a lot of the rental companies have been hurting and have been closing.
Yeah.
So I just wanted,
They're the one that absorbed almost all the other companies that we used to use. And I've seen their stuff out on out at other locations.
Oh, good.
For testing and things like that. So as far as I know, they're doing all right. But I'll reach out and just make sure they still exist.
Well, we got a Christmas card from them.
Well, there you go. They still exist. They existed at Christmas.
Yeah.
What's the name of the company, James?
What?
SoCal Tents or
SoCal.
something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
SoCal Tents and
The name
Events.
has changed like three or four times. So, but yeah, I always would get the cheapest price, and then that company would get absorbed. And fortunately, they kept honoring the low price that we got when we first went with them. So that's been nice. So.
okay. Like I said, I know certain companies have gone under. I was just afraid that.
I don't know about Party Line. Because we use them for our other tents, but I have no idea if Party Line is still is how they're doing. Janet would know more about that, I think, because you deal with
I
that.
haven't heard.
Yeah.
You dealt with Tom.
Well, I was trying to get him to not donate, but work with my last store in Burbank for a tent when COVID first started. But that was like before the summertime, probably April, before it got hot. And I talked to him on the phone, but we weren't able to work with him. But he was still doing semi-permanent tents at that point. But I haven't talked to him since then.
Anybody else? Other general questions? All right, well, I'll close it real quick with just, we'll follow up with everybody in a few weeks about the meetings so that we don't, for now, anticipate every month, but obviously I don't think it's totally necessary until things start rolling again. And then I just wanted to add, many of you see Senator Portantino when he comes to crunch. He normally rolls in for about 15, 20 minutes, shakes a few hands, does a few pictures and leaves. I actually spoke with him twice during our auction and once after. He participated quite graciously, actually, financially on our auction. And he said it's one of the funnest auctions he has done all year. And he's been doing a lot of them with his different events in the District 5 he's in. He said that ours was, he didn't say the best, he said it was the funnest. So just thought I'd share that from Senator Portantino. He's always a big supporter of crunch. So he appeared in a big way.
We can be the funnest.
He yeah, well, I can say it. I mean, he spent over $500. I mean, he had a very good time. He bought lots of little things and he enjoyed it. So he did want me to congratulate everybody on the success of our auction.
We
So
got the
that was
Bob
nice
Hope.
of him.
Yeah, that's the equivalent of the Bob Hope Humor Award.
Yeah. Not the best, but the funnest. So with that, I guess
I forgot, in case you didn't catch it in the emails, I don't have my computer, it's broken. Well, my screen is shattered, so I can't see anything. So my minutes from December are on there. So when I can access my hard drive, which I hopefully can do, I will put the minutes in the right format. And then whenever we have our next meeting, after I get them done, then I will send them out for approval.
Which minutes was it, Court, you were missing?
We won't have December minutes until I fix that.
So
if you need a spare monitor, I have a few extras floating around.
Because I think, I'm going to look really quick before we get out and I can let Sheila know, I believe December, oh boy, yeah, no, I don't have them. You never sent it to me. Okay.
Well, no, because I'm writing notes on paper right now because I'm on Bryce's computer and he doesn't have Microsoft Word. So I'm trying to get my Microsoft account.
Just drop it off at the house. I'll type it up for you.
Yeah, so once I get December access, I'll do it.
So we'll get that caught up to you guys, and should we call it an 8:25 adjournment?
Yeah.
Last and final call. All right, everybody be safe. Thanks for jumping on a Wednesday, and can't wait to see you all soon again. All right, Sheila, thank you. Welcome. Oh, Sheila, I have a quick question for you.
Yes.
Is Michael? I know Michael was named by Mayor Joe to take our place when Dr. Marina had left. Is Mayor Mumad, is Michael our new permanent, or is that still, do we know that yet?
Now it gets approved next week at council.
Okay, so we don't know if Michael's our permanent yet or not. So
for the 20th, yeah, next week. So
okay, cool.
I have a feeling it's council members and Eimer.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Then we'll welcome another one in. So thank you. All right, everybody.
No problem.
Have a wonderful night and be well, be safe. Good night, Logan.
He just fell off his skateboard in his room on the car.
All right, everyone. All right, good night. Thank you all. Appreciate you.
Bye, guys.